Live. Hi guys, and welcome to the first ever Keep You in the Loop podcast, hosted by me, Luke from CoasterGen, Joe from Theme Park Insanity, and as well as the hostess with the mostest, James, and our very special guest today, which is Wolf Raging 95.
Hello.
For those of you guys who don't know who Wolf is, he creates amazing NL2 creations and works with us, CoasterGen, on projects including helping us get to 500 subscribers. So before we start, I just want to say a massive thank you to you, Wolf, for everything that you've done for us from the start and helping us get to the 500 subscriber mark and pushing our content and working with us on all the projects and bringing your insight to the website, to the to the Facebook page, everything. It's been amazing to work with you, dude, and we're really happy to have you on here tonight on the first ever live Keep You in the Loop podcast. It's really good. So, yeah, thanks for joining us, and you can subscribe to Wolf in the video description. There's a link there. And, yeah, so, hey, guys, how you doing?
Hey,
Hello.
evening.
I'm glad that I can be a help with all of that. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thanks very much for joining us. Great to have you on back on the cast again, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so, yes. So, right, okay. So, Flamingo Land, go, Joe. This is your forte.
It certainly is, yep. So, we had confirmation recently that the track installation at Flamingo Land is now complete. So that's really promising. It's very nice to see that work, it's finally actually taken place. They've got everything in place as it should be. And now all we're really sort of looking towards is kind of electrics, the electrical side, final preps, etc. And we would imagine now as well that, those trains are probably in the station waiting to actually go.
Yeah.
With that being the case, there has been a little hint towards a possible change as well. For those of you that might have checked out a certain construction update that dropped recently on another blogger's channel, there is actually some paintwork taking place. Now, the previous actual, sort of paint scheme they were going for was the, grey track and the black supports. Now, gold on there as well, which is quite interesting to see.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're sort of wondering what's going on there. I'm very, very eager to learn more. What are your thoughts on that, mate?
Yeah, I mean, so Velocity is being painted, right? I've seen that. Velocity is being painted.
Yeah.
Have they got too much grey paint, or are they just doing Velocity now and leaving the new coaster as it is?
That's a very good question, actually. I mean, it's, it does beg the question as to whether that grey paint is a permanent fixture and they're actually changing that colour, or whether it's just a base coat.
A primer, yeah,
exactly, yeah. Nothing's officially confirmed as of yet, and we are watching that as well. But if it is that they are repainting that scheme, it would kind of sort of suggest that kind of.
Yep.
Yep. So it's it's sort of, it kind of makes us wonder if they're trying to make everything match. But as I said, we are watching it very closely. So.
Okay. Cool. All right. So we just lost Joe a little bit there, but it doesn't. What it basically was saying that the color schemes might stay the same, or it might change to the grey that's on the plans originally. What Flamingo Land submitted, it was a grey track. Oh no, grey. Yeah, was it a grey track? Grey supports. Or white supports.
Grey track and black supports.
Black supports, yeah. So like the Piraten, is the Intamin Blitz, I believe it is. I think, so similar to that. But yeah, so talking about investments, James, this is for you, mate, because Black Mirror, you're the only one in the podcast that's watched it. So, do you want to talk about Fort Park? Yeah, Fort Park this week then.
Yeah, Fort Park this week have announced their new investment for 2020.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a live interactive experience, which won't be subject to an upcharge, from what they're saying at the moment.
No, it's free. Well, it's included in the ticket.
Yeah, which will be based on the IP of Black Mirror, which for anyone that doesn't know, it's kind of a anthology series, so every story is separate from each other. And it's looking into kind of how our greatest achievements and innovations can be used in dark ways.
Right.
So, it's kind of looking into, okay, so we've got social media. What if we take it too far? And stuff like that. So it's kind of playing on that. And from one of the releases that they actually did for their main kind of announcement on Facebook, they did say, brand new in 2020, you're invited to playtest the Labyrinth. Now, playtest is actually one of the episodes.
Oh, okay. Go on then. Let's hear it then.
So,
spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert!
We're entering the spoiler room brawl.
So, playtest is looking into our kind of achievements in the gaming world.
Oh wow!
And looking into kind of VR, and then also bringing that kind of
not again
reality.
Oh
no, no, but this is a different. So I don't think they're going to be doing it as VR.
Right.
Because this VR was actually an implant. Which you weren't wearing goggles. It was a direct feed from your brain.
Wow.
And this AI basically controls the experience that you have based on your darkest fears.
Wow, so you're going to be wearing a funny hat, basically.
So, and
as long as it's not tinfoil.
Right.
Yeah, it was a really, really good episode. It was actually my favourite episode.
Okay, cool. So
amazing twist at the end.
Would you say that overall, that's probably one of the more popular episodes then? If that's like your favourite, would you say that that's like that gets people drawn into the series then?
Playtest was one of the first ones that I watched.
Right. Okay. So
because you can watch them out of order.
Right.
There's only a few that link to each other.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Think about that.
But yeah, it is a really, really good episode, and it is quite a that has some kind of horror moments in it as well.
Yeah, so I can imagine it has some shocks in there, and some thriller elements to it. With it being Fort Park, it's going to be dark as well. You know what Merlin are like at Fort Park.
As you were saying before, you thought it was going to be more like an escape room type of thing.
I did believe that. Like there was going to be.
I think it's going to be.
There was going to be some sort of element of that to it. Whether that is part of the experience or go on.
Looking at it, they've said it's get lost as you enter a hypnotic maze using cutting-edge visual technology and sensory-defying environments. You'll get a grip on reality, or you will lose yourself in mainframe. This is basically playtest.
Right.
As this unpredictable digitized dimension reveals an uneasy truth that manipulates and displaces your very existence.
Wow.
That was basically the entire premise of playtest.
Right. Okay.
If you want to know what possibly could happen,
watch playtest. Yeah. Fair enough.
It's free flow from what we can see, so you're going to be able to choose different routes.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And you're not going to be doing the Kong line. You won't have to put your hands on each other.
Hey!
Is it set? Is it set in the I'm a Celebrity?
No.
Okay. Where's it set?
No.
Do you know where it's set?
It will be set where what was it called?
Living Nightmare.
Living Nightmare was set, which was actually in the X building, from what I remember.
Oh.
So it's in the back of X. So round by Colossus entrance and Slammer, where that used to be.
Right.
They tend to use Slammer's queue as the actual queue line for that type of stuff now as well. So that will probably be the queue line that we see for it.
Because from what I've seen as well, on videos, etc., bearing in mind I've not actually been, you do actually walk past Slammer, don't you, on the left-hand side as you walk down that queue.
Right.
But the space itself, I believe, is quite a large space too, isn't it? So potentially they've got a lot of room to play with this attraction, which could make for a decent experience.
From the outside, it looks small, but it wraps around the side of the building.
There you go.
So it's not containers then?
No, it's actually part of the building. They build up internal walls and stuff. It is a big open area, which they just segment up into different areas.
Right.
So I think the best use of that space that I saw, Living Nightmare used it quite well. But the best case was actually Cabin in the Woods.
Right. Okay.
I
remember you saying that I never got to experience that, and I remember you coming back from that and coming back to me on chat and be like, "That was awesome." Like that was a good.
Cabin in the Woods was a really good use of the space. So hopefully, as long as they kind of plan it out well, have a good kind of idea on what kind of different elements they want to put in different rooms.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a choose your own fate kind of experience, because that's what playtest was about. It was using your own fears against you.
So
Wow.
potentially
okay.
it could actually be, as the title says, it could be a labyrinth of sorts. Then in that case, really, couldn't it? So there's so many different options and different ideas in there that potentially you're going to get a completely different experience most of the time as a rule, aren't you?
Which is going to be good for reruns, right?
Yeah, and obviously with
Definitely.
the visual technology and sensory environments,
Right. Okay.
that is Black Mirror.
You've actually sold it to me better than what Fort Park have.
Yeah, that sounds really
They should just have you in your
interactive,
light team.
So I would say if you want an idea of literally what it's going to be like, and I recommend it to you guys, watch playtest. If that's the only one you ever watch,
Right.
watch it. It's
I'll
a
do that
really
tonight.
good episode.
All right, Joe. That being said, let's address the elephant in the room, shall we?
Absolutely,
Why in the hell are Fort Park not building a coaster yet? Why are you not doing it? Everybody in the UK, every enthusiast, everyone who wants a new ride in the UK, who didn't want Wicker Man, who didn't want Icon, wants an Iron Sea or a hypercoaster, something that is different in the UK, and we need that to happen at Fort Park in the next 3 years, or that park is in trouble. Seriously in trouble. You can't keep adding these little tiny things that are going to cost you more. Darren Brown's Ghost Train is going to cost you more than a blimmin' roller coaster. Running actors in this is going to cost you more than a blimmin' roller coaster. Just build one. Closing Log of Sleep has cost you a lot of money. You know, you're taking things out. You're removing stuff. Be honest with us. Tell us what you're going to do, because you're losing it. I've said this loads of times in podcasts, right? I like Fort Park, but there's not enough there now to draw me to come all the way from Manchester, to come all the way down to London, to go on the same 6 coasters that they've got. I'm just not going to do it. At least Blackpool have introduced Icon. Well, we did it.
Yep.
We didn't do it. We didn't do it again. We mentioned Icon in the podcast.
You nearly did.
But Alton Towers added the Wicker Man. Flamingo Land are adding a 10 inversion coaster, which is going to wipe the floor with Colossus. So, what are they doing? Like, honestly, guys, your honest opinion. Even you, Wolf. I mean, you're from the States, but I mean, you must see it by now. All Fort Park stuff is just the same stuff.
It is. They're not. They need to add something that's gonna pull people in. Because you made a good point. You know, why travel to that park when you have other parks around you that you could probably go to over that park? You need something to pull people in
as well.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely. Yeah.
Go
Go
on.
ahead.
Sorry, yeah. I mean, to be fair, you know, they've got so much room down there now. You think about the fact they've been sort of making a clearing as they have on that island behind the Swarm. They've got the area where Log of Sleep is. There's so much demand. It's been an 8-year gap. You know, they've clearly got the potential to build something decent at that park. Why are they not doing that? And why are they not listening to the fans like they should have been doing? Alton Towers are investing something every single year. You know, even with Gangster Granny the ride this year. I mean, it's an investment at the end of the day.
That's a new dark ride to the UK. Like,
exactly, yeah.
You know,
step up to that, guys. Come on, this is just stupid now.
Well, is it Merlin concerned that because of what happened with the Swarm? Because I know, James, you said that the Swarm didn't do very well financially for Merlin. Now, bear in mind, guys, this was in 2012 when it was the worst financial time for the UK and nobody was going to theme parks, basically. It was very quiet. I remember going down there and it was just really quiet. Like, even when I went to Alton Towers, there was hardly any queues that year. A lot of people struggling to afford an annual pass. The introduction of the Merlin membership, which got introduced last year, was a really clever idea.
They did have a subscription-based one.
Yes, and then they cancelled
they got rid of.
Yeah.
And then they've brought in the Merlin membership now again, which I'm glad that they have done.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I can vouch for the fact that I've got my money back on that one already because I've actually taken one of those out. So, you know, it's worth it.
What I find really strange is how back in kind of 2010-ish time, they did the midterm development plan. And they had 3 proposed coasters on there on 3 sites.
Excellent point.
Darren Brown's took over one. I'm going to have to go for a second.
Okay, no problem. Yep, no worries.
Yep.
So, so Darren Brown's, it took over, and they've had coasters, wooden coasters, steel coasters. They've had ideas coming out left, right, and center. And they're just not doing anything, though. Like, what are they waiting for? Why are you waiting so long?
To be fair, it does kind of beg, as you say, it does beg the question why there's been such a massive wait. I mean, I'm sure, there is probably a perfectly logical reason behind that. But at the end of the day, they are going to start losing custom very soon. And if it wasn't for the fact that we've never been, and we will be going for the first time this year, I have to say, mate, I completely agree with you. There's not enough to kind of draw you down from that amount of distance.
Why would you go down for 6 coasters, right? When you've got the big one, Icon, Wickerman, Oblivion, Nemesis, Smiler, the most inversions in the world, literally at our doorstep. And it's crazy to think that you keep advertising your stuff with Stealth and and with the Swarm, and they're old rides. That's like Alton Towers never adding anything and just using Nemesis for everything that they do.
Quite literally, yeah.
Or the Corkscrew. Like
Yeah.
I honestly don't get it. And with X as well, X No Way Out, I really miss that being like a rave coaster. I think that was really cool. I think the problem with Fort Park is it's becoming into an IP park, like so bad.
Yeah.
Like really badly. And it's like a really crap Universal. That's the only way I can describe it. It is. It's a crap Universal. And I don't care if you like I like Fort Park, but you've got to admit they're adding, like, they had the Fear and the Walking Dead. Now they're adding Black Mirror. Like, they got Saw. It's IP based, and that's what Universal is. So
exactly,
is somebody at Fort Park has worked in that field before? Are they trying to do the dark ride immersion kind of thing like they did at Universal, or have they left recently and now the new investments are coming in? We're going to see a new coaster in the next few years. I honestly don't know what to think about Fort Park at the moment. I'm happy that there's something new. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm looking forward to actually testing this out. James sold it to me really well then, and
Yes.
and if you didn't hear that, he's back. But yeah, he sold it really well, and I'm really looking forward to actually getting in there because James will know what's going on, and I can be like, when we come out of it, I can be like, all right, okay, fair enough. Fair play. And we'll do a vlog when we're down there.
As long as the creators of Black Mirror have actually had an influence over it.
Yeah.
And have kind of taken the lead on it.
Mm-hmm.
You'd think
very well. When Lionsgate took over and started doing their own IP stuff, that's when Thorpe had the best scare mazes, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because Lionsgate was having a massive influence over the direction that the mazes were taking.
Yeah. Also,
so IPs can work very well as long as they're executed.
They can, but they can't be. I think IPs have to be a big experience, not a small one. If you have a big IP, like Saw, for example, yeah.
Well, Black Mirror is actually probably one of the bigger IPs that they've done now. I'm a Celeb was quite small.
Well, yes. It was tailored to an audience.
Black Mirror has more of a global audience.
Yeah, I see. Same with Walking Dead, right? Same with The Walking Dead.
They're getting the global IPs back in now, like Lionsgate global IP.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool.
Just out of interest, James, how many series of Black Mirror is there currently?
Let me just double check. I think it's 5. Yeah, 5 seasons.
5 seasons, right. So they've got a lot of material to play for in terms of developing this. So anybody that is a fan of that show will be going in with pretty big expectations, won't they?
Yeah, there's lots of different things that they can kind of take from it.
Yeah.
So while I'm saying playtest, I was just honing in on what they had in one of their posts.
Well,
I mean,
but there's so many different. They could maybe not just have parts of playtest in it, and take some of the other kind of really good episodes.
Yeah, because
right.
Good ideas.
With that idea of sort of
flow.
Exactly, with the sort of the idea of like the worst nightmares, etc., and stuff, you could potentially bring stuff in, as you said, from other episodes that way, couldn't you? And do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So rather than just having an entire maze for one episode, have different sections referring to different episodes and stuff like that. So it does get a more of a broad kind of thing. The overall concept may be more to like what playtest was as a concept of the episode.
Yeah,
definitely.
But it's gonna have references. Like while I say you can watch each episode individually, you definitely can. There still are references between them.
Right.
Yeah.
if you're looking for them. But they do, in their own right, stand alone as episodes. There's only a couple which I actually haven't even watched them ones yet because I'm about halfway through it.
Yeah.
That I know you have to have watched the rest of them because there's a lot of references in a couple of them.
Right. Cool. Easter eggs, right? Easter eggs to different episodes.
Yeah. Big Easter eggs and stuff like that, yeah.
So cool. So fans of Black Mirror, you need to be, when you're in, this experience, you need to be looking out for them because they probably will, knowing Thorpe and what they do with immersion inside these experiences, they will add them Easter eggs just to get the hardcore fans talking about what's going to be going on there. But anyway, that's enough of that island that doesn't have enough coasters anymore. Let's go to Dollywood. Dollywood have announced that they are announcing the they're announcing the next future investment for the park, and that is on Friday, March the 13th at 10:30 a.m.
Friday the 13th.
Yes, Dollywood's 35th anniversary season grand opening announcement of the largest investment plan in Dollywood history. And James, you have a bit of information that you've found out about that, right?
Yeah, so Dollywood have been doing a future attraction survey.
Yep.
And a part of that survey, it does give you a kind of rough description of what they have been looking into getting. So following is a more detailed description of the new attraction. The attraction is a story-based ride experience where guests board 6 passenger vehicles equipped with onboard interactive gaming devices. In brackets, gem collectors.
Yeah, gem collectors. I don't get that. Yeah. Okay.
The multi-scene environment features character animatronics, practical and digital targets, dimensional scenery, gaming screens, and projection mapping to create a head-to-head competition.
Right. Yeah.
I ran out of breath at the end of that.
You did well there. Yeah. So basically, it's going to be like, it sounds to me like it's going to be a shooter inside a dark ride, but knowing Dollywood and their little surprises, they will probably add something pretty cool.
They're saying this is their largest
investment. So yeah, this is going to be a nice themed area, I'm going to guess.
Yeah. I have seen some quite funny comments about this.
Oh yeah, we've got some. Yeah, it's only open 9 till 5, guys.
Yeah, Dolly Part on the ride, just 2 really big airtime hills. Or loops.
Yeah, whichever you prefer.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's going to be good. And I believe, Wolf, you've been to Dollywood, right?
I have just a few years ago. Actually, about 4 years ago, roughly.
Is it 4 years already? Wow.
I know, it's crazy.
Wow, it's crazy, man.
4 years come June.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, Lightning Rod was still like in that soft opening kind of thing. So I didn't get to ride that, but I got some marathon with Wild Eagle and Tennessee Tornado. I think those were the 2 that I've bounced back and forth to the most, but gotta add Mystery Mine. I wish I did Thunderhead more often, but I only did it once. I only got to ride it one time, but I wish I did it more because that ride, actually I did it twice, sorry. That ride took my breath away. I've never had a coaster take my breath away before, but that ride did.
So which one's that? Which coaster's that? What make is that?
Thunderhead.
Yeah.
It's a GCI.
Of course. Yes, I know what you mean now. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Cool.
It was a good one. That was my first GCI too, by the way.
So what was good about it? Was it the lats? Was it the airtime? Was it just the experience?
I think it was the experience as a whole. It didn't really feel like it had a dull moment. Like it didn't have like I said, it was my first GCI, so it just felt like it didn't let up. Like it just kind of kept going. Like every time you would think it would slow down, it just found a way to pick back up again.
Fantastic.
At least that's what I felt for me. But that was my first GCI, so I didn't really know what to expect. Maybe someone else that's been on a GCI before probably was like, "Oh, this was just typical GCI." But to me, that felt very different from anything else that I've been on. But yeah, it was a good ride. I liked it a lot.
And with Dollywood having like an RMC, a Wing Coaster, GCI, Gerstlauer Eurofighter, Fire Chaser Express, that kind of thing, do you think that this is time for this kind of ride at Dollywood now? Something dark ride, something family immersive, something that, can bring another audience into the park as well. And then maybe they can experience the bigger rides and then get hooked and then always come back. Is that what they're trying to do, do you think?
With the fact that it is an investment, it's not going to be a kind of, we're putting all of our money into this one thing.
No.
It's more than likely, if it's their largest investment ever, it's not just going to be one ride. It's going to be an area. It's going to be multiple rides opening, possibly throughout multiple seasons.
What do we think of the possibility of maybe an IP? Is that Dollywood? Is that something Dollywood's done before? Do you think that could be a possibility?
I don't feel like Dollywood would go that way.
I think Dollywood, if they were going to do anything, it's going to be their own.
Yeah, it's going to be their own stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got a lot. They've got a lot to choose from in that part of the country, you know, in terms of themes and stuff. They get away with it really well with the location they're in. They really do, and they do a great job of it. Actually, it's one of them parks that I so badly want to visit.
Yeah. Likewise.
All right, so that being said, we're going to just turn over to the chat now and say hello to you guys. Obviously, this is a live podcast, so this is very difficult when everybody's talking in the chat and I'm used to streaming. I'm just like, hi. Every time someone comes in.
It's just like, we've got to ignore you guys for a moment.
Yeah, we're just going to say hello to the people that have been here from the start. So, Junior, Dylan, Jack, Maria, Digital Dan came in and said hi. Hi, Digital Dan. Nice to have you here.
Hi.
Raymond, hi Raymond, thanks for the awesome photographs you keep providing for the website and Flamingo Land Crazy. I love the group, it's awesome, keep it up. And of course Mike's in as well, and he says that Dollywood could certainly use a dark ride and a ride to step up to the larger rides, in my opinion. Yeah, that's exactly what we were trying to say. Jack's got a question. This probably is just for me, James and Joe, because Wolf's never ridden Icon, but someone says, what is your favorite part of Icon? Now, maybe, Wolf, you can comment on that from what you've seen, you know, with everything that's going on. But
okay, well, not to cut you off, I'm terribly sorry.
Put him on the spot.
I've helped you with that recreation that at one point we were working on. I think my favorite part is just before the second launch and what comes after the second launch.
So the airtime hill, the bunny up into the second launch, and then the Junior Immelman, right?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Joe, what do you think? What's yours?
You see, I've got two, but for me, the Junior Immelman can take it every time because of the amount of hang time you get as that sort of slowly builds over the crest and goes back down is just absolutely immense. But, you know, for me as well, the 0G roll has, you know, something quite special to it. But yeah, Junior Immelman for me, I think.
Oh, okay, cool. James?
It's either between Junior Immelman or after that, the as you're going through the turns and that tip out.
Oh, you love the yeet out, right? You love the yeet out. Yeah. I mean, when we was on it. I think, is it 2 weeks ago now since we went? 3 weeks ago? I can't remember. A while ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And every time we went over that, I was going, yeet, yeet, yeet. Every time we were going round there, it was really cool. It was fun. My favourite part, it's the tough one. I love the trick track. The trick track's cool. And then the hotline roll and then the bunny up followed by the launch. Yeah. I just love the whole second section.
That's a good combination.
Yeah, it's great. The trick track is awesome. And the dive down, I would rather it have been an airtime hill dive down to where Burger King is. So instead of it banking after the non-inclined loop, I would rather have it airtime hill down, straight down, and then almost get another pop like the first hill. And then trick track. Really that would have been cool. But obviously they had to go over like 50 million rides, interactions and stuff. So you can kind of forgive Mac for not designing, you know, that ride like that. Yeah.
If this took like almost like a little mini vertical drop in there, that would have been absolutely immense.
That would have been epic. To be fair, when you're on the ride at the front, we rid the front, right? I think it was the second time we rid it this year at the front, and
first ride of the
year was at the back, and then the second year was at the front. That second ride was at the front.
Second year.
Yeah, second year. Yeah, it was a long ride. Yeah. No, we were, and when you go over that top, if you look straight down instead of looking up with the way the train's going, try and look straight forward, not look right in front of you. Try not to look up as the train's pulling you up, and you can see the crest of the hill. It's so steep, like you don't realize how steep it is. And even on the pull-up after the launch, that is steep as well. It's such a great ride. To be honest with you, the second section and the first hill. I really like Icon. It's a great ride. When the more you break it down, the more you actually think about what went into it and the interactions with all the other rides and the path and everything. It's really clever.
Yeah.
Clever engineering. It really is. It's good.
Extremely.
We've got another question from Mike. If
Okay.
you could improve one thing to do with Blackpool Pleasure Beach, what would it be? And he thinks retracking any rough rides, if possible, would be what he does.
Nothing to do with rides for me. It'd be open the second entrance back up. That would be the only thing that I would like. Yes, is to open the second entrance up. If they do what they do at Towers, where they just open the gates at night, so you can get out that way. Because a lot of people don't stay in the central part of Blackpool when they stay at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Okay, the people who have a bit of money can stay at the Boulevard, if you're that way inclined. Or you can stay at the Big Blue for a slightly less. But if you want a B&B for a good, like £52 for 2 nights, that's what we paid for when we did our vlog. In an incredible hotel with a massive flat screen, kettle, the beds were immaculate. It was awesome. The hotel was fantastic. And I would definitely go back there. It was really clean. The staff were friendly. It was just a really nice atmosphere. And that was slightly south of the Pleasure Beach. A good 10-minute walk. But if that second entrance, if that second entrance is open to the public, not just people staying at the hotel, that would cut it down to a 5-minute walk after the park's closed. Because I know the Pleasure Beach Express at the moment is running people back to the hotels at the end of the day. And you get off.
An hour before closing, yeah.
Yes, right? So it gives you a good chance.
Luke, I think you can guess what mine would be.
Removal of infusion.
Exactly.
Yes!
Get rid of infusion. Just get rid of it.
I got it.
Put it down,
I got it, yeah. Yeah.
No, it's pretty special. Is that
£52, Mike, is that is for 2 people for 2 nights, and to stay in the hotel at Blackpool Pleasure Beach is almost $89 a night. So that shows you how cheap it was. Really cheap.
Oh, that is $67.
There you go, for 2 nights.
With
no security deposit, no nothing. That is literally just straight up.
Yeah, that's pretty cheap.
Fairly certain I had no idea that it was Pleasure Beach opening weekend though, because like you said,
yeah, I went. To be fair, I look back at going. Yeah, I look back at going, and it was like £52 a night after that. But yeah, anyway, it was cool. Yeah. Do I miss this? Hang on. So Joe, what would you improve? Sorry.
Well, it's quite difficult to say really. I mean, Nash obviously could do some serious retracking work because that thing is rough as a don't know what.
I like
You got a good ride. You can be quiet, you got a good ride.
I think my main improvement, personally, would be I would like them to see them remove Ice Blast and put a gyro swing there.
Ooh,
I really think that would fit nicely.
Good shout.
Really nicely in the entrance.
Hey, I wonder if they would with the new theming of Valhalla being...
That is an excellent question. And I was thinking about that one myself, actually. Yeah.
Right, yeah. I wonder if they could add it to it like they did at Liseberg, where they did the, they had to change the whole area. Yeah, that's a great idea. Pleasure Beach, if you're listening. Amanda, make it happen. Yeah, I like that. Anything else you'd try and improve? At Blackpool? No?
Oh, sorry, my mic just dropping out.
It's okay, I just asked if there's anything else you'd want to improve.
To be honest, I mean, it just sort of a general clean and a general sort of...
Yeah.
Just spruce up, because there are certain areas of that park that feel quite divey now, as bad as that sounds, and I think it just needs that extra bit of a care and attention. Other than that,
especially with the fact that they have just invested in Icon and the hotel, them areas that they invested in like
they stand out like a sore thumb, right?
Leaps and bounds ahead of other parts of the park.
Yeah. They really are. So that's cool. Anybody got any other questions? Does anybody miss the classic Wild Mouse ride at Blackpool Pleasure Beach? No, I don't.
Hell no, definitely
never got to experience it.
I don't miss it.
From what I saw, it was a death trap.
It was fun. It was fun, but it was...
If you wanted to hit your head.
Yeah. It was fun, yeah. I can't remember who did the video of it. Was it Screw Loops that did a video about it? I think it was. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, it was funny. It's a good little watch. So go and check that out. Yeah. So all right. So announcement, guys. So as you know, we reached 500 subscribers on CoasterGen last weekend, and we're now around 519, I believe, right now as we stand. But on the 15th of March, this year, obviously, we'll be announcing the winner of the £30 worth of merch on a live stream. There'll be more details about that when we know what time we're going to go live and how we're going to do it. But it's definitely going to be on the 15th of March, and the winner will receive £30 worth of UK theme park merch. So that's really cool. Can't wait for that. A winner hasn't been chosen yet. We're trying to figure out a way out to get all our subscribers in there. So if anybody knows how to do that from the bigger channels that are watching and you've done giveaways, hit me up on Twitter, please, and let us know if you've got any suggestions. That'd be fantastic. So moving on with the... Oh, thank you for saying congratulations. Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. We're going to try and move on with the podcast now. Obviously, this is a podcast, guys, but we're trying to get you involved. Obviously, we don't have a super chat or anything, so we can't really do that. But we're trying to answer as many questions as we can. If we don't get to them, we're sorry. But we'll try and pick a few out at the end. If you've got any more, let us know. Okay?
Stick them in the comments, guys.
All right. So... that being said, let's go back to the podcast topics, which unfortunately the next one is a very present and horrible topic we have to talk about. This is yes, unfortunately, guys, we're gonna have to talk about the thing that everybody doesn't want to talk about right now, and that is the coronavirus. Will it affect other theme parks from opening? Disney in Shanghai has been closed now for a while, and it's already lost $175 million in revenue. Cedar Fair's stock, since it started happening, has dropped down 15%. SeaWorld has dropped down 26.22%, and Six Flags stock has dropped down 20%. So that being said, with the UK theme parks to open in the next month, do we think this is going to have a knock-on effect to public health? With the warnings and everything, are the theme parks going to be like, yeah, you know what, we're probably going to go ahead, but we're going to take precautions? Or, you know what, they're going to go, nah, because it's just that kind of thing that needs to happen. What are your guys' thoughts? Actually, before you answer that, Wolf, you're in the States. Now, you said to me earlier that you don't really hear much about this at the moment, right?
Yeah, I at least me personally, no. I don't. I really don't watch the news a whole lot because I feel like a lot of it's just negativity. I know, but
yeah.
I like usually, for example, after SmackDown ends, I usually turn off the TV or at least switch from Fox because it's news. But no, I don't hear a lot. I don't hear a lot with the coronavirus. No,
well, I
think haven't. Very slight.
The only reason we're mentioning it, guys, we're not trying to scaremonger or anything like that. Is just the fact that Disneyland shut down, right?
Yeah,
that is massive. Now, if Disneyland can shut down, can Disney World shut down? Can Alton Towers shut down? Can Fort Park shut down? You see the discussion we're going for? Let us know in the comments, guys, what you actually think as well. We'll try and get to a few of them comments. But anyway, Joe, what do you think? What do you think is gonna, maybe take place?
Okay. The thing is, I am concerned, and obviously with the main season, pretty much on the brink of starting, it's a very, very present sort of threat and a present worry. That being said, it's not fingers crossed quite as rife in the UK just now.
No.
But there is always, the thing that if, like you said, Disneyland can shut down, then potentially if it hits UK shores in the same sort of capacity, then yeah, we could see some big closures. I know there's been sort of chatting one of the Flamingo Land groups about Flamingo Land, potentially being sort of closed due to that at the start of the season. Nothing's been announced or anything like that. There's been no kind of sort of confirmation of that ever been the case. So we really hope that doesn't happen. Let alone there. But as you said, it is in the back of your mind, and it is a very present thing here in the UK. That being said, the symptoms are very much like flu. So
yep. Oh, Joe just dropped out there, so we'll go to James. What do you?
Sorry.
Oh, you back? You good?
I'm back. Yeah. I'll just wrap it up really quickly. Yeah. Yep. So if that's the case, then obviously sort of how are you to know whether you've got that or you got coronavirus? It's just one of those things. Things are going to happen regardless of kind of what the state is, and it's just watching really and just praying that the worst doesn't come to the worst of the parts don't close. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. No, you can't help it. Obviously, you've had some problems with your laptop today. We're gonna try and sort that out. But you know, it is what it is, guys. And can I just say right now, there's 11 people watching, which is awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. We didn't think this was gonna. We didn't know if this was gonna work, but we wanted to get the podcast out there more, and we will be coming to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and obviously on YouTube. So in the next two or 3 weeks, we'll be uploading all the previous episodes. So if you've never tuned into the podcast before, go back. There's some on Theme Park Insanity's page as well. YouTube as well. You can check them out. But back to the subject in question. James, do you have any input on the coronavirus situation?
Well, at the moment, I feel like UK, we're kind of getting it under control quite well. We've had one more confirmed case today, but that's brought the total in the UK up to 16.
Right.
And compared to other countries where they are starting to get outbreaks, that figure in the past week has been more than triple what we've got since the start of the outbreak. There's a lot of and all of the infections that we have had haven't been transmitted in the UK. It's been people coming back from elsewhere. They've been put into quarantine. So everything's being done kind of really
the way
well.
It should be. Yeah, we do things right in this country with stuff like this. I really feel that.
So I feel like it may not have as much of an impact on kind of us in the UK, at least at the moment. Whether that changes in the coming weeks, never know. There are safety measures in place everywhere that I've seen is taking it seriously. Where I work, we've put out lots of measures in place as well.
Yeah, I work in the leisure industry as well, and we have measures that are starting to,
I work in health.
Yeah, so
we're not booking people with appointments if they have the symptoms.
No, and I mean it's the right precautions, but we'll try and move on swiftly from this.
The only thing that I can see it possibly affecting is in the future,
for travel.
If it does get to be a bit more of a pandemic, is travel.
Yeah, I mean we were going to go to Salou, right? We were going to go to PA in May. And with everything that's going on in Tenerife right now, and obviously we know that's not anywhere near, but we're thinking that if we get to Spain and we get stranded, I mean, we've got PA to go on, but if that closes, then
we're stranded in Spain. No?
Yeah,
I could think of worse.
I could think of worse places, but in terms of money wise, it's probably not a good idea. So we're looking at things we can do instead of that. We'll try and figure something out, but hopefully we can still go ahead. And hopefully that this thing always all gets wrapped up, and
here's hoping.
Here's something from Raymond. During foot and mouth at Flamingo Land, they put disinfectant mats all over and kept cable cars closed back in 2001. So I believe they were open regardless with safety measures in place.
I agree. I mean, I went on a school trip. That was a long time ago. I went on a school trip to the Lake District, and before we even entered over one of the cattle grids, we had to be, we had to go into disinfectant. Basically, we had to be hosed down, which was something new. I mean, I can't remember. Yeah, at least you won't be stranded in France, Cucumber. Hi, Cucumber. I just want to say a quick hello to the gaming Cucumber. Awesome guy. We've not spoken to him for a while. He used to be in our chats and stuff. Yeah, it's good. It's good to see you in the old chat there. It's I think we will be okay. I think we'll be okay. And if it was that bad, Blackpool wouldn't have done WoW weekends, I don't think so.
No, they certainly wouldn't have done. Definitely not.
Yeah. So our next vlog, speaking of vlogs, guys, will be Alton Towers opening day. Now, we should be shooting on the 21st of March from the morning till the night, and then again the day after. But during the vlog on the 21st of March, we're going to have some new people on the vlog. We're going to have my friends Mike and Stacey. And a few people as well. They run a YouTube page called Love to Explore, where they go around all local places. They've been to all of the Gulliver's Worlds, actually. They managed to get in and do some filming there. So if you want to know what the Gulliver's Worlds are like in the UK, then go and check that out. Love to Explore. Really good friends of mine. We've been friends with them for years now. I would have liked to have gone down today to watch Super Showdown WWE, because we always watch the bigger pay-per-views together, but unfortunately I couldn't be there today. But so 21st of March, guys, and Joe's going to be in that.
And we're
going to try and get on as many rides with Joe as possible. You're down there with your family, right? So we're going to try and
Yep, that should be the case. I'll be down there with my wife and my son, but regardless, I'm still going to be having a fantastic time in filming a vlog with you. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So look forward to that. I just want to say hello to Chad because he's in every single freaking live stream. This guy is like committed. Hey, Chad. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, does anybody have any more questions in the chat? We've pretty much covered, I think, all the topics. Wolf, actually, I'll try and get you on the spot here. Six Flags, yeah?
Yeah.
Six Flags Great America. What would you want to see next, as a general kind of just we'll just have a quick chat about it and see, what your opinions are, because you obviously that park you hold dear to your heart, and with Max Force being added. It's added another thing to the park. Do you think that another investment is coming soon?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know when. I'd love to see, because everyone talks about it. I'd love to see Buccaneer Battle get the axe, just because it never gets a full queue. It's not popular.
Right.
And some people say, well, no, it's the only handicap like water ride you could get on. Like if you're handicapped, okay, I get it, but the park could still do other things. It's just not popular though. It runs, but it doesn't fill. So I'd like to see. And people have always said, well, they put a raptor there, like a clone. But I think if Six Flags was to do it because of that, because of it being Great America, I think we'd get probably a custom one. I mean, but they said the same thing about Joker. But I think I'd like to see like a raptor. But
was that a bit of
obviously with
sarcasm there? Same thing
a
about
little
Joker.
bit. Yeah, they said the same thing about Joker, and we got a clone of that. They're like, oh, it'd be a bigger clone of Joker. Well,
It'd
I'm
be
like, well, that'd
taller.
pretty
It'll be on stilts.
right? Yeah, it'll be taller, just like that Larson loop that we got now. But yeah, I think either a raptor or something I think would be pretty cool. But I think something that has to work with capacity, because
Right.
this park does get pretty crowded. So
Yeah.
I hope that they would think better. I think Jersey Devil was a good idea with the mid course, but hopefully that's something we'd see with that if Great America decides to do something like that. But that's probably like the only thing I could see, but I'm not really sure. I don't know. I like the additions. I just hope that they keep coming and they get better. I'd like to see something that would be faster than. I mean, we got faster than Raging Bull finally, but I really wish the park would go taller than Raging Bull, because they could realistically they can do it. It just has to be away from a residential area.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got to say, going back to Jersey Devil, the design on them trains are just absolutely amazing.
It's epic, isn't it?
They look so cool. They really do. Can't wait to see it finished. I really can't.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, Joe. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Some of the NL2 creations of it look good as well. Like the recreations of someone's done a recreation recently. I think it hit the roundup at #1. I'm not sure, but good on them. I don't know who you are. I don't know what your YouTube channel is, but if you check the roundup, guys, go and check it out. It's cool. They've done the custom trains as well. Absolutely. I believe it looks really good. Obviously, we like to big up No Limits here, even though we've not been in the roundup now for a long time, even though we keep submitting. But I don't know what that's about. And a Planet Coaster video made its way in there. So
that's
yeah.
been removed. That was removed.
I'm only kidding. I'm not kidding. No, I'm kidding.
They didn't leave it in there.
No, I didn't leave it in there. That's cool. Yeah, so that's cool. So James, let's so just for people who didn't hear the first bit about Black Mirror, you think the episode is going to be what did you say? It was the gaming one, right?
Yeah, so playtest.
Playtest.
The episode. I'm trying to remember what season that was from.
Yeah, so basically what James has figured out from the wording of the press release from Fort Park is that it's going to be based on
episode 2 of season 3.
There you go. So you can go and watch that, and hopefully it will have some Easter eggs in the experience at Fort Park. Any more questions from the chat? Does anybody else any topics they want to talk about? Oh, Joe, your new series on YouTube. Do you want to talk about that? We discuss. That's cool.
Indeed, yeah. So we wanted to do something a little bit different, and we thought, it'd be quite nice to sort of take certain attractions, just have a bit of a look at them and kind of sort of discuss what they are, what they offer, and kind of what the future might be.
Yeah.
So We upload a brand new video now every Tuesday. If you haven't watched the first one already, it's based around the Alton Towers dungeon, so we highly recommend that you go check that out. But as I said, it's taking a different attraction each week, every Tuesday. We're aiming to be uploaded by dinner time at the latest, but if not, early afternoon. And as I said, we discuss what that attraction is, what its past is, obviously what we think the future of it will be, just general sort of look at it as an all-round. If there are any attractions that you guys would like to see us discuss, in that series, bearing in mind, as I said, it is a weekly series, stick them in the comments of the current one, or alternatively, if you want to drop them in the comments of a post on one of our Facebooks, we'd love to know, guys, because we want to keep this as interactive as we can as well.
Absolutely.
That's, obviously a recurring fee for TPI. So,
yeah,
go check it out, guys. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're going to try and do this once a week, guys. We don't know how long it's going to go on for being live, but like I said before, we're going to be going to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. I'm going to stay on YouTube, obviously. It might not be live on YouTube, but we're going to carry on with the live streams as well. They're not going to stop this year. They stopped last year, and we fell off a bit, but we did a lot of No Limits 2 projects last year. We're going to still try and do one a week. That is the plan, or one every 2 weeks with ride sims in between. If you guys want to see any other games like Planet Coaster, Roller Coaster Tycoon, even Open Roller Coaster Tycoon too, we can get some people involved in that during the live stream, building different areas and things. That'd be really cool. If we could figure out a way of doing that, that'd be cool. I know we tried that once, didn't we, James? We actually started building a park, didn't we?
I don't think
Open RCT.
I think you and I think it was Dan did.
Was it me and Dan? I can't remember.
Yeah, I got it, but I never actually played.
Oh, okay. Well, it's something we could look into, because then at least we're both doing something, during the live streams. And yeah. So, so last question then we'll take from the chat. Who is looking forward to riding the new coaster opening soon at Flamingo Land? And that is from Ben King. So who's looking forward to it?
Yeah, me. Absolutely, me. Can't wait.
I mean, you've been following this from the breaking ground, well, to even putting marks on the floor with spray paint. You've been following this on your page like like a religion. So I mean, it's going to be like it's going to be really cool to see your reaction when we finally get on it.
Definitely, I can't wait to get there and actually just experience this. It's going to be something quite special. So yeah, as you said, with the fact we've been following it as long as we have, it'll be nice to see a conclusion, and it'll also be nice to experience it. Can't wait.
Absolutely. James, are you looking forward to it? A smooth Colossus? Smoothish Colossus?
Smooth Colossus.
Yeah. With more airtime.
Not having to completely brace to stop it from hitting the restraints.
Brace.
Yeah, right? Literally. Yeah, literally. So, guys...
Got a question from Elvis quickly. Is a loop a square or a circle?
It's a good question.
Depends on the perspective. I don't.
Yeah. Oh, Jaden. Hi, Jaden. So anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap up the podcast there. We've tried to keep them about an hour long. It's been 52 minutes, so we're just gonna have to do the usual sign off now. But I want to thank each and every one of you for following us on CoasterGen, liking us on Instagram, following us on Twitter. Subscribing to us on here is just amazing. The amount of people that are subscribed now is every time I load up a No Limits 2 project, and I'm like, right, this is for you guys. So it's everything that we do is for you guys. The website, the following that we've developed over the last year has been absolutely incredible. We're going to continue to develop. We're going to continue to bring content that you want. So if you have suggestions, please do not hesitate to message us and let us know. You can subscribe to Theme Park Insanity in the video description. There's a link there. Follow him on all his socials. You can subscribe to Wolf Raging 95 as well. We will have another podcast with Wolf where we'll talk more in depth in terms of how he goes about making creations and that kind of thing. Is that okay, Wolf, if we do that on another episode?
Yeah, sounds good to me. That actually sounds really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can get some questions from your audience as well, and we'll try and build that up to a big one. Yeah,
that'll definitely be awesome. I think that's a good idea.
All right, cool.
Absolutely.
So, guys, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. It's strange watching an image on the TV, I know, but but hopefully you like the new rebranding as well, and you'll continue to support CoasterGen. So for now, guys, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, follow us on all our socials. I've been Luke, he's been Joe, he's been James, he's been Wolf. We've been CoasterGen, and that was Keep You in the Loop podcast. live.